Oh, hello. So, today I want to show you guys a very cheap strat that will be able to be done to clear Simulated Universe with as little stats as possible. So, the only requirement that I need from you guys is to have light cone and levels depending on where you are at in the story. I'm currently at level 50 because I'm just waiting for the next story and waiting for level 40 so I can ascend my characters. For the relics, what I need every character to have is at least a max hat. So the thing about having these hats, right, is that they give a bunch of base HP. In addition, when you're doing the simulated universe, you can farm for these second pieces, and these pieces also have stats on them. Try and get as much health and defense as you possibly can on your characters, because all we want to do for this strategy here is we want to live. As long as we can live, we can win any fight. And besides living, you also want to bring the right elements in order to break the characters as fast as you can. So, I'll just show you a preview of the worlds that I've unlocked so far. For the world number 3, you will be fighting Chapat. He is weak to physical and lightning. So for physical, if you have, you can use Sushang, you can use Serval, you can use any other unit that has these elements. If you have Weld, you can also use Weld here. As long as they have enough health to live, and they do the right element, you can bring them along. For number 4, we got Svarog. You need to bring fire, electric, and wind. Most of the enemies here are pretty much the robot guys as well. So bringing electricity will help a lot. Bringing a bit of wind and fire also will help a bunch here because they are all weak to fire, as you can see here. A little bit of ice weakness here, but fire is the main one you want to bring for World 4. For Japart, if I remember correctly, they are all weak to mostly lightning. It's also robots here, but there's also quite a few physical options. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, unlike Swarogs. And then we got Wolf 5. For Wolf 5, the weakness here is mainly wind actually. So Dan Heng is actually really good here. There's also a lot of physical weaknesses here, and you definitely want to bring physical weakness because you will get a lot of good coverage here. So for example, a possible team here might be this, and then Clara, Sushang, or whatever other physical you put. And if you don't have physical, just put Danheng in. So this would be a F2P team, for example, to beat Kafka. And then for number 6. So for number 6, I'm currently a bit stuck. I believe I am currently lacking the health and defense, either in the form of relics or in the form of the roguelike progression to beat the boss. And the boss is Cocolia. So for Cocolia, definitely bring fire. This is like the number one element to bring here. Asta is queen of breaking Cocolia because she does so many fire hits and shreds all of that fire stagger bar gone. It's ridiculous how strong Asta is for this fight. Once again, so an example team will be something like this, where you have double fire, and it's all F2P as well, so yeah, it's pretty easy to get. Remember, the requirement is health and defense. As long as you can live, you will win. So I cannot kill this right now. Currently, if you look at my index, sorry, not my index, my ability tree, I have reached until extra blessings, which is quite a bit of ways from the start. What I am trying to get now is more defense and health stats, either through relics by grinding the simulated universe or by continuing to progress down this tree. But either way, once I get enough stats, I think I'll be able to clear this. So I'm just going to show you the strat for world number 5 first, because world number 5 I know I have enough stats to clear. So before we go into world number 5, I just want to show you guys every single character that I'm going to use for world number 5. So moving on, I want to show you guys the units that I'll be using for the Kafka run, because that Kafka is the only one that I can beat as of this point. The units you want to use here are Dan Heng, you want to use March, Natasha, and Fire Traveler. These 4 are the most defensive units in the game. Sorry, not these 4. These 3 over here. These 3 are the most defensive units as for F2Ps. If you have Bailu, of course, feel free to bring her. If you have Japad, definitely bring him because his shielding is actually insane and very strong for this strat as well. Besides that, I can't think of any others who would maybe benefit. I guess Welt is really good also because of the weakness type ping here, and Welt is pretty decent because he has imprisonment, and imprisonment is very strong, gives you a little bit more extra turns. Speed manipulation is very strong here. Yeah. So these are my 4 F2Pers. Let's look at their stats. For Dan Heng, we just have a bunch of attack stats, crit rate, crit damage. What I did was I redeemed the Hunt, which is the 5-star artifact you can buy from Herta's shop. It has more stats than the 4-star. I can show you. Look at swordplay. It has about 30ish more attack and a bunch more defense. So it makes him way more tankier than using a 4-star artifact at level 15. So I think one of my regrets was that I actually built the 4-star artifact first because I didn't think I was going to buy a free 5-star artifact. Yeah, so that's one thing I considered. Traces wise, just enhanced damage stuff. Honestly, this part is not super important. Relics are more important because what you want is you want to at least max the hat because the hat gives you a bunch of HP. Then, if possible, try to get some good main stats. I actually ignored whatever substats I got here. I don't care about the substats, I just care about the main stats. So if they did happen to roll good, then it's just a coincidence. You do not need to care about your substats, you just need to care about your main stats. And that is mainly attack percent. For Dunhang, you ideally want crit rate, but attack percent will also do. March, I currently do not have her invested very fully, so that's why sometimes she dies when she fights Cocolia. The hat is of course as leveled up as I can possibly do it right now. I think I don't have any more resources for upgrading. That's another thing, I kind of regret popping all my EXP into some of these artifacts. Probably should have split it up a little bit more evenly because right now she's really no gear here. So yeah, just try and get more defense percent on her. She's naturally quite tanky, so you do not have to invest too much into her. Just around these stats here will do. I gave her a 4-star artifact, Trend of the Universal Market. I think this one is not free to play, you have to pull it. But Wildfire will do as well as a stat stick, so no problem here really. Wildfire is actually pretty strong at for the boss because for Kafka she will do she'll do one whole rotation of her skills in the first 5 turns. Cocolia will do somewhat similar, but this is really not an important one as well. Yeah, it's just nice to have. It's just a stat stick, so it's pretty good. Okay, so besides that, Eidolons wise, we have one of this. It's not important at all. Like I don't care. Tracers, try and get at least like the shield because the shield increases the value of the shielding and that will correlate to more damage in the game. Same for Natasha. Natasha, wow, that's a cursed attack. I do not know I have that. Anyway, she has just HP. Defense is not very important. Ideally, try to get as much speed on her because she's very slow. More speed does mean more energy in this game. Abundance, I gave her this 4-star artifact. It's more of a stat stick. It does have some regeneration of energies. And then if you look around, some F2P options could be like Perfect Timing. That increases your outgoing healing. Cornucopia is a pretty good one because it just straight up increases healing. The bad news is that since it's a 3-star, you will not get enough. You will not get a lot of stats. But Natasha is naturally tanky because she's a healer, so not too worrying. Not too worrying if you want to use that. Artifacts wise, it's try to max this as much as possible. It's a HP one. This one is also HP. And this one is outgoing healing boost. If you don't have this, it's fine, just use HP. And then lastly, we got Traveler. Fire Traveler, Eidolons wise, I think the most important one is actually number 2. If you get the number 2, you can pretty much do this strat on everything. This one makes your shield even bigger, and that's the real important one. E is also not bad, yeah. You can upgrade your E as well. I think upgrading your E does increase her shielding value. Let me double check this before I say that. Traces E. Okay, it decreases the damage that she takes. Okay. And then this talent being increased also makes the shield a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, so it's still important to get Treasure of the Architects at least. Treasure of the Architects is this one? Yep, talent up, yeah. So number 2 and number 3 are pretty important for increasing your shield value. Not super hard to get, just need to clear the story, get a little bit of the Luofu currency, and then you're pretty much good to go. I think it's called Shale. Yeah, I think it's called Shale. Okay, and then relics wise, I did invest quite a lot into her, so she is very thick. This is defense percent, and this is just health. So I just make her as thick as possible. Like clone wise, I gave her Amber, which gives her even more defense percent. And unfortunately, it's a 3-star, so the stats aren't very high. But I think it's sufficient enough to clear up to number 6. Because she's not the problem. In number 6, right, the problem is that Asta and sorry, Asta and March have chances to die. It's because I don't have enough stats on this build. That's why my Kafka run, sorry, not Kafka, Cocolia run fails. Yeah. So anyway, once you have all of these characters, you're pretty much good to go, really. You can just bring these characters and then you just run preservation and you're pretty much gonna win. So before we get into the run, I wanted to talk about what blessings I prioritize here. So blessings wise, we are going to use blessings of preservation. This is a very powerful strategy, very comfortable as well, because you'll be building a lot of shields, so you won't be getting one shot. If that is a problem, then you are probably too understated, because this is actually one of the safest runs in the game in my testing. I think right now I've tested Abundance, Hunt, and Remembrance. And this one is actually one of my favorites because of all the defense that you're about to get. Yep, so what I would recommend people to get here is that you want to get some form of quick damage. Quick damage, what it does is it will deal damage based on your shield to the hit enemies. And the synergy here is amazing because what we are doing is we're running Fire Traveler and we are running March. And with this, we'll get a shit ton of shields and we'll do a bunch of damage. So the really important ones you want to get here, right, are... let me find them. This one. Okay, so Interstellar Construct Sanctuary. This one gives you a shield at the end of your turn. And how this path works is that at some point, your path resonance will be you will regenerate energy for the path resonance whenever you gain a shield. And with this, you're going to generate so much energy. Fire Traveler gives 4 shields, by the way, so she supercharges that Path of Resonance. It's insane how much shielding and how much energy you're going to get for your Path of Resonance, especially once you get this blessing. Besides that, there are also a lot of great options up here that you want to get as well. For example, when you attack, you deal quick damage equal to your character's current shielding. That one is pretty good because you'll be having a lot of shields. This one is also really good because at the start of the battle, you gain a shield and then it will come back again later. So that adds even more energy to your Path of Resonance over time. Yeah, it's really good as well. This one is the path itself that I use. This is a very strong path. So when you enter a battle, it will regenerate 40% energy. And when an ally gains a shield, it resonates and it additionally regenerates 3% energy. This is the one. This is the one that makes this run really comfortable. So you do not need damage. The damage just comes from shields. And this path just keeps regenerating as long as you keep doing shields. So get any perk here that gives you shields and you're pretty much good to go. Mainly, you want to get the 3-star ones, unfortunately. So you will be coming across some RNG, but it's not that bad that I think your runs will not be consistent. This one is the second Path of Resonance. Ideally, you want this one first, and then you want this one. So this one, what it does is that now your Path of Resonance, whenever you activate it, it will crit. And for every shielded, your crit damage is increased. Can you imagine that? It's insane, actually. Because you have everyone shielded due to Fire Traveler. March will shield one person really big. And some of these perks here really do give you a bunch of shielding. And so what happens is that you will have so much damage from this and so much energy regen from this that you can just path so many times. And this will be your main DPS. So these two are the most important resonances. The last one here is called Amber. And this one, the Amber, I haven't picked it yet because I don't have the third resonance talent yet. But it's pretty strong also. As long as you have like a little bit of shield, you will nullify the next instance of damage. It's like skill nullifier from Epic 7 if you played that game. It is really strong because that means there's no overflow damage that's coming to hit you. It's really strong, especially when you consider like when you take damage, some of these perks actually give you shields while you're taking damage. So you can actually trigger Amber quite a lot of times, making it very safe for your run. Actually, when I think about it, if you're having trouble and you're getting one shot, right? It might be better if you take this and you take Amber. Your run will be slower, but you'll be much safer because you won't get one shot. That is quite interesting. Yeah. Okay. And then lastly, this is the actual path, which is deal physical damage to all enemies based on total shield between all allies. And this is the main one, and then this is the buff, and this is the buff. You want this, you probably want this for damage. And if you are having trouble and you still want to push through, you can try taking Amber and you can try and force your way through. Alright, and then besides that, this one is also a really strong one. It deals quake damage equal to 340% of the character's current shield, which is pretty significant. So the two quake ones here are additional DPS, but the main DPS is this tree here. And then what about the rest, you say? Well, the rest is just you just pick them. You know, you see preservation, you just take. The reasoning is because you need a lot of preservation blessings in order to activate these paths here, these resonances. So you just take them and you don't really care whether they will actually super help your team or not super help your team, because you just need to activate these to win your run. And to show how strong this run is, I'm actually just going to go run it down Kafka right now, and I'll actually just auto battle everything.
Too late to repent.
Try that again.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
Watch this awesome move.
Lance forward!
You can't run. Try that again.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
You can't run. Come with me. Watch this awesome move.
Lance forward!
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
Try that again. You can't run. Try that again. Nap time.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
Watch this awesome move. You can't run.
Lance forward!
Nap time. Try that again. Demons preparation.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
You! Cross rush. You can't run. Try that again.
Lance forward!
Here! Watch this awesome move. Nap time. Cross rush. You can't run.
Lance forward!
The sanctuary is but a vision. Quick!
Nap time. Try that again. You can't run. You! Watch this awesome move.
Okay, so I forgot to mention something. If you see Doctor's Robe, this is like the highest priority curio that you can ever pick, because increasing your path of resonance damage will speed up this run significantly. Fortune 2 is also a really good one.
It's but a vision. Break.
Lance forward.
Come on. You can't run! Try that again. Watch this awesome move. You can't run! Try that again. Nap time.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break.
Lance forward.
You can't run! Try that again. Watch this awesome move. Victory means preparation. Found. You can't run! You're annoying!
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break.
Here!
For your sins.
You can't run! Nap time.
Prayers will help you.
Try that again. You! You're annoying!
Lance forward.
The redemption.
You can't run!
Execute the judgment.
Try that again. Just a little something. Nothing like it. Watch this awesome move. Here! You can't run!
For your sins.
Try that again. That's better. I'm okay.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break. The redemption. Retribution.
You!
For your sins.
I'm okay.
Lance forward.
Prayers will help you.
Here! Watch this awesome move. Nap time.
Retribution.
You're annoying!
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break.
Try that again. You! You can't run! Watch this awesome move.
Lance forward.
Nap time. Try that again. You can't run! Watch this awesome move.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break.
Lance forward.
You're annoying! Try that again. Victory means preparation.
Will preservation.
This will strengthen our position.
Found. You can't run!
No.
Busy? See you later.
Phew! Watch this awesome move. You can't run.
Lance, forward!
Try that again.
Ready?
That's better.
Something for everybody.
You can't run.
Watch your feet.
Tough luck running into me.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
Not so fast.
You can't run.
How does that feel?
Watch this awesome move. Here.
Zoning out. I'm ready.
Try that again.
Lance, forward!
Phew!
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
Not so fast.
You can't run.
Take a guess.
I'm okay. Watch this awesome move. Here.
Something for everybody. Ready?
You can't run. Phew!
Zoning out.
I can try that again.
Watch your feet. Lance, forward!
Watch this awesome move.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
Here.
Not so fast.
Try that again.
Who will it be?
You're annoying.
Don't be scared.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
Something for everybody.
You can't run.
Ready?
Try that again. Just a little something.
Take a guess.
You're annoying. Phew! Watch this awesome move.
Zoning out. I can help. Does that sting?
Try that again.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
That's better. Here.
Lance, forward! Something for everybody.
Can't run.
Boots.
Just a little something. Watch this awesome move. Phew!
Handle it that.
You can't run.
Who will it be?
Here. That's better.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Right.
Zoning out. I can
Try
help.
that again.
Does that sting?
You can't run. Watch this awesome move.
Don't be scared. Something for everybody.
Try that again.
Watch your feet. Okay. Lance, forward!
Just a little something. A delicate operation.
So there you go. I did a full auto run of everything using this crazy ass shield build. I just want to say don't actually do that for the final boss because that was pretty RNG heavy. The reason why that this team could auto Kafka in the first place was because I had one blessing here. Under Perseverance, it's... when a character gains a shield, 20% fixed chance to dispel one debuff. So this, I was relying on this to purge her possession ability. So it was, you notice like when Fire Traveler and March 7 got possessed, this that part was really risky because if those two are my only shielders, and if I lose Natasha, the run is lost. Yeah, so that was a pretty tough one. But yeah, you've witnessed yourself like how busted the shield team is. Just get these two and you're pretty much good to go. If you want to become even more tankier, just go for the Amber path instead, which is the third one that I did not pick the 2 times that I appeared. Yeah. Okay, so I realized that I didn't talk about the curios too much. I only talked about what blessings for perseverance you should be taking. So for the curios, right, there are quite a few that I have not unlocked yet. So if I do not know whether they are beneficial for this strat, please forgive me. If you do know any of these that are beneficial for the strat, just let me know in the comments because I kind of want to know. I'm currently working on unlocking everything. So if you just let me know which one of these down here I am currently like good supports for this kind of strat, please let me know. Oh, actually, I remember this one. This one is like you get 1 to 2 blessings. It's pretty good. Yeah. Besides that, I don't really know the rest. Okay. Anyway, back to the actual relics. So this one really good. Gives you gives you an extra pick of blessing basically. You see this? It's a pretty high priority. This one is okay. This one is actually very good to increase consistency of the run because it gives you one free reset and helps you to save up money for the final part so you can upgrade all of your blessings. So it's quite good also. This one is okay. I don't particularly like it. If you get it early, it's good. If you get it late, it's not good. Fruit of the Alien Tree. This one is not good. Like, don't take this. It's a if you lose situation and you don't want to be losing. This one is not good. You have Natasha or Bailu for this. This one is extremely good. If you see it, you take it. Unless Doctor's Robe is like there. If Doctor's Robe is not there, then you take this for sure every time. Because you need to get the 3-star blessings. They are extremely strong and game-changing and will win run. This is for even other strats. If you want to do Hunt, you can get the crit boost one. You do Remembrance, you can get Dissociation. Yeah, these are all essential blessings, and this is a very, very good Curio. This is very good for just speeding up the run. It does do a huge chunk of damage to the boss, so if you do want to do boss rushing, this is actually not so bad. I don't think it takes priority over others, unfortunately, because the others are pretty damn good also. Number 1, King. This is the King. Because your Path of Resistance does so much damage, you increase the damage even more. Sign me up. I take this every time. If I see it, I take it. No chance, yeah. This is like the number 1 Relic as of now for me. Sorry, number 1 Curio as of now for me. This is great. Helps you to get your resources. So I do like to take it if I do see it, but I do not take it if I need other Curios. This is really good also. I would take it if there were no other better Curios. Solid, but not super great for this strat. It's quite good for Hunt strat from what I hear, but I have not personally experienced hoarding strat because I prefer rerolling to get the Path of Resonance. So I think this 100 cosmic fragments per situation is actually quite rough because you don't want to be hoarding this much cosmic fragments. If you hoard this much cosmic fragments, then you're not getting the blessings that you need for the rest of the run. So I don't like holding this. So even though this one is quite good, like damage wise, I still think it's a maybe not so high priority pick. But I heard it was good in Hunt. So if any of the Hunt players do take this, please let me know. This is decent, not amazing. Randomly level up 2 is fine. This one is good if you have quite a few Curios or you have a Curio that breaks after use because it does replace the broken Curio from what I understand. I have used Fortune Glue and then I use this to just re-roll it into something else. I have done that before. Yep. This one is good. I mean, these are all just for their respective strats. So if you see the one that says preservation increase, just take it. Is this one? It's the blue one. Pretty damn good. So basically, these are the corrupted ones. It's like a Hades, where if you go into the Chaos's hole, you get to choose one of these, and in order to get a super good buff, you need to suffer a debuff for a while, which is really very easy because it's just 3 battles, and they give you the 3 battles in that stage usually. So for these runs, right, I do like Advance Forward. I like increased damage for not this run, for Hunt runs maybe. This is a decent good one. Reduced damage is great for any run because you don't want to die. And then there was one that increases your movement speed and energy gain, which is pretty good if you're in energy heavy comp or if you need more turns in general. More turns is just more energy, so it's also really solid. This one is decent, not particularly interesting, the movement speed, but the action forward part is pretty nice. This one is whatever for this strat, and probably really good for any other damage strat. This one is good for damage strats, not good for this strat. This one is just bad. This is a lose. So you don't want to be losing, so you don't take this. This is, if you have nothing else, take this. It's just one Eidolon. This one apparently is actually really good. So I have a friend who is currently always taking this when he sees it because on average, this big lotto. Well, it's from his limited runs, by the way. So there is maybe some confirmation bias there. So don't take this truly. But he has noticed that he has been gaining quite a lot of curios off of this big lotto. So it's pretty decent because it's after destroying destructible objects, right? There's a small chance of receiving a curio. So he says, alright, so it's a limited number of pulls, alright, so once again, he says he gets around 3 before this ticket blows up, alright, so he got 3 from this and he thinks it's pretty worth it because you are able to get the blessings for free. It's from destroying destructible objects. I, on the other hand, clicked this and instantly got these lose 99% HP. So I have a bad opinion of this. He has a good opinion of this. No one, I don't know if anyone has the actual numbers for this, so no one can really tell whether this is good or bad. But it has some really good highs and a really bad low. So up to you guys, really. This one is great. It actually just gives you more income, so it's nice. This one is not great. It's only for 3 turns and it doesn't do it again. It only happens once, so I don't really like it at all. Yeah, unfortunate. I also can't really see a strat that would use this unless maybe you can like kill the boss within maybe like 4 turns, 5 turns, something like that. Like this is I don't know. I really don't know what use this one has. If anyone knows, please let me know. This one is actually pretty decent. I would take if none of the other better ones that I mentioned here were there, because randomly leveling up a blessing, right? This includes 3 stars. So if you get lucky, you can get something amazing for free. Yeah, this is like a win more. It's not like essential for the run, but if you do see it and there's nothing else better, feel free to take it because it's very snowbally if you can get the right one. This is not bad actually. So what I really like about this, right, is that at the end of the run, I will be able to get, I'll be able to upgrade my 3-star blessings, and I'll be able to increase the consistency of the rest of the run. By the time I get this, the reset blessing part is really nice. It's a bit similar to the one that gives you a free reroll, right? Because free rerolls just increase your consistency of getting the blessings that you want. Okay, and besides that, I do not have the rest, so I will not talk about them. I can only talk about this. It gives you like 1 to 2 blessings, right? So it's a pretty decent curio to take if you have nothing else to take. And for the rest, I do not know. I think some of these like are the energy recharge and the skill point ones, so they are not bad. So besides that, I do not know about the rest. For their respective strategies, of course, these 3 are probably core if you're going for that strat. Elation, Hunt, and Abundance, yeah. Alright, so that's it for the curios, and that will be it for the video. So with this strat, you can pretty much clear everything. All you need to do is tank, 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 and the tankiness will translate to damage. Yep, so that is it for this video. I hope you all are able to clear your simulated universe now, and yeah, thanks for watching.